Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Levels are looking good. So what we're going to do to start out here, of course, if you guys have any questions, do feel free to ask in the YouTube chat, and I'll do my best to address it. So what I want to do first is I just want to talk about the trades that we took last week and some of the setups that we had with BTC, Solana, and BONK, and then we're going to take a look at some other stuff as well as like update our charts. So this is the setup that I had drawn out for BTC, and like timing wise, it happened a little bit later than I would have thought, but everything like played out perfectly. We got this move down just like what I expected here. We reclaimed the range low, even back tested it, got the move up to this SR flip zone that I've been talking a lot about. We back tested the SR flip zone, just like I pointed out here. We didn't go as low as I initially thought, but keep in mind, I drew this a week ahead of time. And then now we're seeing some degree of continuation to the upside. This is going to be like my key take profit zone for BTC. I do not think that this run is done just yet. So thus far, we've taken out this high. We've taken out this high. We still like this zone here is kind of like, you know, an area of resistance that, again, we want to see a reclaim and have continuation over above. So we'll come back to that in a little bit here, but altogether, like, this long is playing out great. Everything's going according to plan. We got our compound zone. We got the move up. We longed range lows. You know, essentially my theory is that we're in this big range here. We had a range deviation. We back tested the range. I took the long, and basically we're sitting at the midline right now of the range. All pretty standard and easy stuff. It doesn't take like a technical analysis genius to figure this stuff out. It's super simple. The part that makes it hard is the execution, because everyone's so damn bearish, and you know, I don't think really a lot of people caught this long. Moving on, we'll take a look at Solana and the trade that we took there. This one was really, really, really nice. As you can see, we pretty much hit my exact target, like almost to the penny. I consider this done. All right, we got a 4.5 risk to reward ratio long on this trade. Played out beautifully. Very, very happy with the outcome of this trade. This long trade, in my opinion, is finished. Okay, I'm done with the trade. I'm leaving a runner in the event that price does go higher, but altogether, I consider this trade complete. I did take a short here. I basically, you know, I thought about shorting here and I didn't do it because I thought we'd get one more move to the upside. I was right in thinking that. I think that we just had like such a nice push here with uninterrupted, you know, without really any kind of like a significant pullback. I just wouldn't be surprised to see something like this where we come and take out these lows here and then, you know, have continuation to the upside or something like that. So that I am short here. It is somewhat of a hedge, but the position is bigger than like my long now because I've taken profits on my long. So yeah, again, we'll come back and revisit this, but like doing something like this, I just genuinely wouldn't be surprised if we saw that happen on Solana here, just given the current conditions. And we can look at this sort of as a deviation of this swing failure pattern level, as well as the upwards channel here, where we come back down to the midline, take out these equal lows, and then have some degree of continuation to the upside. Taking a look at BONK. BONK has been a really weird, you know, it just not really a whole lot going on. So we got this move to the upside. I took profit here. And I'm basically just holding runners at this point. It's been lagging a lot. It hasn't really had the same kind of price action that we've seen with Solana and BTC. I mean, that said, this was a pretty, you know, okay, I mean, it's 20% move up. I'm not going to like, from our entry, we got like a 25. We caught a 25% move. So I guess it looks good. I'm not gonna say here, I guess, belittle a 25% move and say, oh yeah, BONK's lagging while BTC did like a 10% move. So yeah, I mean, we caught a great long here. This worked out really well. We took profits up here, as I called out in the Discord. I'm still in this position. I'm gonna continue to hold it until we reach my primary target or until I get stopped out. One of the two. Again, we'll do a little bit of updating with the price action here, but altogether, like, it's basically been ranging. We're really not seeing a whole lot of new stuff happen. This move up was really nice. We got good profits on that. But again, we're just prices just it's in a range. So, all right, let's get back to BTC and we'll do some updating and then we'll take a look at some of our charts and other stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and hide some of the stuff here. What was this? Oh. I think these are useful anymore. Hmm. Hmm. So we still have that WNPOC above. I'm just gonna mark WNPOC tapped. Consider profits. Um. Look at the previous week. Previous week low. Previous week high. Weekly open. I actually am gonna mark out. I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to today. Is the previous week 67 to doesn't seem right. Does not seem right. Hmm. Yeah, so 66 300. That makes more sense to me. So we're gonna go ahead and do previous week POC. 62,845. 60. I'll move this over actually. 62,845. Is that what we said? 62,845. Yep. 67,435. 67,435. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, high block's being fucking stupid right now. Yeah, is this just not working or what? Okay, all right, cool. Guess high block is not working right now, so yeah, like so my very first instinct is that as I see this, my very first instinct is to think that we're gonna see that's too long. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a deviation down to this level from this area of support here. People would get very bearish. Very, very bearish. You would see the timeline fill with bearishness if this were to happen. It would be like people would be losing their shit. Um, kind of a wedge forming here. I could see a sweep of the previous week high, breakdown, get this deviation. I would consider a short if we got this. And I would target the previous week value area low. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got something like this for the week. This is kind of my intra-week setup is what I would be thinking to look for these two trades. Um, I don't think, well, I guess maybe we could put down here just to be, I don't think, I would take this short. I would rather take this long. So I would be okay with missing this. I would feel more comfortable taking that. It's entirely possible that we just, if price does claim previous week high, then we'll simply just have continuation to the upside, right? You would have to see that claim though. Ooh, yeah, this looks really good. I do think we're gonna get that move up. Yeah, then we have a high volume node here. Yeah, I think this looks good. I'm all about this setup for the week. I think this is a great intro week setup. Okay. We're gonna move on to Solana. So I like this setup. I almost don't even need to do any more analysis. I let me look here once. Yeah. Oof. Jeez. I don't think we'll get that far. Yeah, we could come down and fill this volume gap and hit this shelf. I think that would be crazy, but why not? Um, fill that. Got that taken out. Let's just update our levels for shits and just be sure everything looks good. Um, God, this just played out perfectly. I'm just a fucking man, aren't I? Look at this. Too good, Brev. Just too fucking good sometimes. Um, update these previous week levels. Previous week high. Weekly open. Previous week low. Yeah, look at that. We got the sweep of that SFP level like I was looking for, and we even swept the previous week high at this point, so that's beautiful as well. Weekly open here, I think coming down and like deviating that level and coming back down here. Yeah, I think that this looks great. I think that this is a really nice intra-week setup. Let me just do a fib pull here. I'm just curious. Yeah, it's a little bit lower than I probably would want to go. How much of a retracement is that? Let's take a look here from the high. If we went down to here, that'd be 10%. Yeah, let's 382. Yeah, that's where the 382 is. It's the midline. I like that. It's just above here. Um, Technically an AH12OB in that zone. Um, yeah, so I think that this would be a nice pullback here. I think it's possible that it does come down to here. Um, I think that that is possible. I don't think that the weekly open is of interest to me right now. I think that this is possible. That'd be a nasty double bottom, wouldn't it? So here's my setup right now. I'm short from like 170. Let me look on my phone. Oh, damn. I'm short from 178.28. So 178.28. And my stop loss is 182.25. It's close enough. I'm gonna target this zone here at about 156, but I'm definitely gonna be taking profit at like 166. So this is my current intra-week short that I'm in on Solana, and I called that out in the Discord this morning. I am either interested in longing. What do I think's more likely? I think this is more likely. Honestly, like I think I'm crazy for even considering this, but I think that this is more likely. Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here with Solana. Either way, I'm short. If we get this deviation play here where we sweep these equal lows here, great. I'll consider a long there. But I think that this move looks even better. I mean, if this would be like a cheeky long for me, but this I would be a lot more confident in if we really did get that move down. Even if we didn't sweep or if we double bottomed here or anything like that, like I think that this would be like a good opportunity for a long position to trade back up to like the 200 level in the coming weeks. We'll have to see, and it's possible that it goes slightly deeper to the 618 and like the bottom of this channel, but I don't think it should. Okay, so that looks good for Solana. Our Solana short is in profit and looking great. I'm super happy about that. So I'll just go ahead and mark these up here. Perfect. Intra-week. Okay, lastly, we're going to look at BONK. I'm actually not going to touch BONK. I'm just going to leave this. I have nothing to do with BONK right now. I'm not. Yeah, I'm moving on from that. Pepe, I'm still long. I'm not going to do anything with this either. Whiff is interesting to me. Why don't we take a brief look at that? So I really like this channel on Whiff quite a bit. We're currently at a point where we would be deviating this channel. Let's do just a tad more analysis on it, because we're at a point where I think I'd like to long it. Previous week low, weekly open, previous week high. Previous month low, monthly open, previous month high. This is also a monthly level clone. Monthly level there. Weekly level, not anything of interest. Daily, yeah, we got something here, which I think is fine. Mark out our monthly levels, monthly open, previous month low. I don't think that the previous month low is something to worry about right now. Previous week. This is the weekly open, this is the monthly open, previous week low. Gonna hide this. Previous week low. Bottom. Yeah, we're at the midpoint of this range. Rejecting from the midline. We have kind of a deviation here. Move is up on decent volume. We have some divergences. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think whiff is very interesting right now. I think it is very, very interesting. That's our flip zone. I'm gonna have to get a little more ambitious than that. Hmm. Okay, so this is gonna be my setup on whiff. My thought process is we're in this upwards channel. We have this nice deviation. This actually is reminiscent to me of when Sol had a deviation similar to this on its channel, which we can take a brief look at. Ultimately, what I would be looking for here is what we want to see. I would be willing to long in this zone down in here. And then really what we want to see is something like this, where it comes up, reclaims this level, then has continuation towards here, and eventually towards this level here. The really key and crucial thing is that the very key aspect of this is that we reclaim this zone, right? That's to me, that's the key aspect of this trade. If we go ahead and long down here, that's what we want to see. If price actually came down and took out these lows, I would definitely long. Okay, for me, this is like, oh, this is a nice long setup. It matches with everything else I'm looking at. But if for whatever reason it went nuclear or something like that, I would definitely like very much be longing like a sweeper deviation of these lows here. So as an example, I want to show you that deviation on Solana so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Is this guy right here. You can see like we had a downtrend, we had all these lows here, or all these highs, I mean, all these highs, whatever, and then we had this deviation of this channel, right? It reclaimed, diddled around for a while, and then got that move up to the back to the top of the channel. So ultimately, you know, like when I see whiff here, to me it's slightly reminiscent of that move on Solana. And so I would be looking for kind of a move up like that. You know, will we get this pullback? Who knows? It's to be seen. But it is where I would be interested in longing, is somewhere down in here. So my guy Austin asked me to take a look at AVAX, so I will take a brief look at that. AVAX to me right now, Hmm. Hmm. Um. AVAX is not overly interesting to me right now. Um. Yeah, so for me, this is the range on AVAX. Um, for me, we're basically like, not only are we like, in the middle of a range, but we're in the middle of a range of the range, right? So I'm not particularly interested in taking any trades here, and in fact, I wouldn't be interested in taking a trade on AVAX unless we got like a deviation here. For me, I would consider a long if something like this happened. Um, yeah. Yeah, AVAX is not interesting to me right now. I would want to see either deviation down there or even like a sweep lower. Slightly lower, not that much lower. Like this on a SFP. This is kind of like, these are the conditions that I would look for me to like be interested in AVAX. Otherwise, it's just in the middle of a range. I really don't have a whole lot going on here that I'd be like interested in following. So yeah, that's just kind of like my 2 cents, my quick analysis looking at it here. Okay, so I think that's about it for the week. I really I've been eyeing Whiff a lot, and I liked what I saw with Whiff. I think that there's a good potential setup here, so this is great. I'm glad that we're eyeing that up. Um, just taking a quick look at some other assets to see where everything's at. Hmm. Well, I think that about covers it for the week. Again, just a brief recap. We have our short and long setup on BTC here. We have a short and long setup on Solana. A long setup. Nope, we're just sitting in BONK. I'm not going to do anything here. Pepe, again, I'm not doing anything here. We're still holding our runner on that long. And then WIF, we have a nice long setup on WIF for this week as well. So I'll go ahead and share these in the Discord. If I didn't get to answer some or any of your questions or whatever, feel free to ask me in the group. It's been great, guys. You know, I know that for a lot of people the price action hasn't been very interesting, but for me these conditions are like ideal. I love trading this. These kind of more complicated price action is a little bit more up my alley, so to speak. So I'm really looking forward to this week. Let's take a brief look if we have any news coming up. Gotta refresh this here. So nothing really. FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday, which could have a small impact. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot going on this upcoming week that could affect the cryptocurrency market. Taking a look at funding rates. Decent amount of shorting going on, but overall they're relatively neutral on BTC. Yeah, I think the conditions are really interesting right now. I really do. I think conditions are very interesting. All right, well, we'll go ahead and call it there. I'm going to share these charts in the Discord and on Twitter. Again, if you guys have any questions that I didn't get to, feel free to ask in the group, and I'll do my best to get to it in the coming days. We do have a holiday weekend in the U.S. coming up on this upcoming weekend here. Markets are going to be closed on next Monday, so something to keep in mind as well. So as always, guys, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the Discord.